Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to talk about the brand new Warcry boxes coming out for a bunch of various different factions, in particular the Lumineth Realm Lords box set, and how we can use that with a few small additions. Two of those box sets and some little additions can give you a full 1000 point army. These are great value, these box sets, saving you a ton of money over buying all these units separate. Now, the interesting thing about this Lumineth Realm Lords box set is that it does give you half-size units. It's the only one of the box sets to do so. However, Lumineth generally cost more money per model, and you're still getting a saving even if you're grabbing this. I recommend for starting a collection, like all of these we're going to focus on, and grab two of these box sets. They'll give you a full-size unit of Wardens, a full-size unit of Sentinels, and two 5-model units of your Alarith Stone Guard. And so we're going to talk about these three units to begin with. Alarith are an interesting one. So Alarith are one of the many sort of different disciplines of Lumineth there are. They're one of the couple of temples we currently have access to. They're the Mountain Temple. And so their main rule is they ignore a point of Ren. So if they have a Ren characteristic of -1, they change it to dash. This doesn't mean that they negative Ren 2 though. If something has Ren 2, it gets a full Ren 2 against them. They also then have the cool ability of Tectonic Force, where they can push other units around. They can effectively push them back at the end of the movement phase and step up, allowing them to sort of push enemies around the table. Besides from that, they are 2 wound elves, which is really nice, and they've got a decent couple of weapon options in their diamond picks and their stone mallets. Both these weapons have a little bit of differences between the two of them. The diamond picks on one hand will have the special rule where an unmodified roll for an attack made with them on a 6 does a mortal wound. Meanwhile, the crushing blows of the stone mallet will add 1 to the damage. So it's really about which thing you're wanting to do. In the current meta, I think the mortal wounds is definitely the way to go. Now, Venari Aurelin Wardens are the only true battle line option we have. The Stone Guard can become battle line if we go in Metrica, which is probably something I recommend. Just for the models we're getting in this box set, Metrica probably suits playing, and we'll talk about that in the list at the end of the video. But the Venari Aurelin Wardens, they are a pure battle line option, and they're the cool pikemen you see. So they're a wizard unit. They've got a 3-inch range, meaning it's really easy to get all those units in. And Venari in general, when all the models are touching 2 other models from their unit at all times, so pretty much fighting in a perfect ranked formation, they will get -1 to hit, meaning enemy units trying to fight them will be -1 to hit them. They've also got the ability of mortal wounds on 6s thanks to their empowered weapons, and then they can also boost that with a spell on their own war scroll to make it 5s plus on the hit roll will do a mortal wound. Venari Aurelin Sentinels are pretty much the same thing. They've got the same defensive buff of -1 to hit when they are all nice and ranked up, and they can do mortal wounds on 6 to hit or potentially 5s to hit with a spell, this time at range though. They also have the cool ability where they don't need line of sight to shoot. So this is a really strong ability for the Venari Aurelin Sentinels. Looking at units we can grab to expand upon our collection, I think Venari Lord region is a great place to go, just to give us a really solid character to lead our force. The big thing that the Venari Aurelin region has got going for him is that he has the amazing Greater Power of Haish spell, where he can pick D3 units around him to get the effective Power of Haish, the mortal wounds, on a 5+ instead of a 6+, meaning you can have those Wardens and those Sentinels do something else. He's also got the ability Pure Aether Quartz, where he subtracts 1 from hit rolls that target him as well, and adds 1 to the casting roll when he attempts to cast the Greater Power of Haish. So he's got some cool weapon rules as well with his Sun Metal. Once again, he does mortal wounds on 6s, and of course he's a wizard that knows 1 spell and can attempt to cast 1. And Alarith Stone Mage is the other option I recommend going for a wizard. These are the 2 wizards I recommend starting with. The Stone Mage is there mostly because he's just great at helping out your Stone Guard. He's got the cool ability Stone Mage Stance. At the start of your combat phase, you can say he will adopt the Stone Mage Stance. If you do follow this model and any friendly Alarith Stone Guard units holding within 12 inches of this model cannot make pile-in moves in that combat phase. However, until the end of the phase, you improve the Ren characteristic of melee weapons used by that unit by 1. So you can definitely get some extra Ren, being Ren 2 dealing mortal wounds, or potentially be Ren 2 dealing an extra point of damage on those hits. There's some really cool combinations you can play. His spell, Gravitic Redirection, is awesome. It allows you to pick one enemy unit within 18 inches of him, and if you do so, that unit suffers a mortal wound, and until your next hero phase, their movement characteristic is halved and they can't fly. Looking for another cool, different battleline option, we've got the Venari Dawn Riders. Now, how it works with battleline for the Lumineth Realm Lords is for every unit of Venari Orlin Wardens, we have one unit of Sentinels or Dawn Riders can become battleline. So it's up to you which one you want to make your battleline option. You can pick which one of the two. Dawn Riders are a fast cavalry unit. They can hit pretty hard on the charge, lots of attacks, and do really well against low wound models, getting some extra attacks when they go and hit them. And then they also do the Sun Metal weapons, where they can do mortal wounds on a 6 and potentially increase it to a 5-up. Lastly, we have the Alarith Spirit of the Mountain, another amazing model for the Alarith to work alongside. He's really solid alongside a Stone Mage, which is pretty sweet. So when he's near the Stone Mage, he can always treat as if he's taken 0 wounds on his profile, so pretty nice. With a 3-up save, 12 wounds, he's a really decent monster. There is a named character variation of this called Avalanor, the Stoneheart King, who is even more amazing, with 14 wounds and a 3-up save, and a bunch of combat potential out of him with some cool damage 5 weapons. And so here we have a little sample armor list for you. So we've gone with Eumetrica. The reason we've gone for this is it makes our Alarith Stoneguard that we're going to get in the 2 box sets battleline, and also gives us some extra bonuses. Those Alarith Stoneguard are now going to ignore Ren 2 and Ren 1, both the same, which is really cool, meaning our opponents are going to need Ren 3. With the amount of high Ren there is in the game now, ignoring Ren 1 and Ren 2 is going to be massively important for keeping them alive. We also get, thanks to being Eumetrica, the Redoubled Force command ability, where we can use this. If we do so, we pick one friendly Eumetrica Alarith unit that's just been forced an enemy unit to move thanks to Tectonic Force for the first time in that phase, and that's hollow in 18 inch of a friendly Eumetrica hero. You can use the Tectonic Force battle trait for a second time by picking one other enemy unit within 1 inch, so we can push back 2 units with 1 unit. We then go looking at a Venari Lord Regent, who's going to be our general. Command trait-wise, we've gone for Almighty Blow and the Artifact from Mountain's Gift. Both of these are artifacts we have to take thanks to being Eumetrica. Almighty Blow allows us to switch out all our attacks to then instead on a 2-up do D3 mortals. And Mountain's Gift, most importantly, will give us a 6-up ward save, but also a 5+ to ignore the effects of spells on the bearer. We also pick one of our melee weapons, and once per phase we can add one to the damage inflicted by one attack with that weapon. Other than that, we've got an Alarith Stone Mage in there as our general, and we've got Protection of Haish as the spell on a Venari Lord Regent. This spell here, Protection of Haish, is going to put out an aura of 9 inch, a 5+ ward save to all of the units near him. And the Alarith Stone Mage has got the Law of the High Peaks, and he's gone for Crippling Vertigo, where until the next hero phase, you roll a die 2d6 before any of the unit you target makes a move, charge move, or pile in. If the roll is greater than their bravery, they can't do anything. Battleline wise, we've got our 10 Venari Orlin Wardens, Speed of Haish allowing them to double their move, and then we've got Lambent Light on our Sentinels allowing them to get some rerolls to hit in there. We then have 2 units of Venari Orlin, 2 units of 5 Alarith Stoneguard. Now, like I said, it's really up to you on which weapon you prefer. And then we've got a unit of 5 Venari Dawn Riders, once again with Speed of Haish, doubling their move, which is an amazing 28 inches with these models. Everything here is wrapped up nicely in a battle regiment, meaning it's a 1-drop army, and then we are 61 wounds on the table in a 1-drop army, which is pretty decent. Grand strategy wise, hold the line. There's just a lot of battle line units in the table here, so it's a really solid one. And then we've got a Triumph for Inspired, +1 a wound, because we are 20 points under the 1,000 point cap. There's some really cool pieces in here, and you can definitely swap out those Dawn Riders for more Stoneguard if that's something you're looking to do. Or you could try and fit in one of the Spirit of the Mountains, but you'd have to drop one of your other units, maybe your Wardens or Sentinels, in order to fit that in and drop the Dawn Riders as well. Well, that's it for the video. We hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little fine community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the video's description to our Discord server. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel more, you can do so by following the links to either our Patreon or YouTube members down in the description of the video. It goes a massive way to helping the channel continue to produce the content that it does. We'd like to give a special shout out to all our patrons and YouTube members, so a special thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Samuel. And a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Sean Scott, and Ariana Edwards. Finally, a last special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel that you see pictured here, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work on our Discord server for us. Thank you both, you do amazing work. That's it though. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.